Okay, I'm back. It's been a while. Yeah, well, lots happened. Yeah, still hate my job. Only keeping it because it gives me health benefits. When the hell are we gonna get universal basic income so I don't have to take jobs I don't like just so my family can have health insurance? It's just absolutely absurd. Anyway, so Andrew Yang stuff. Yeah, I mean, I gotta give him credit. He surpassed my expectations of how far he'd make it. Um, and even if he were to drop out tomorrow, I think the significance that the the role he played in this election cycle has been pretty significant. Because people are starting to talk about the stuff that he's been focusing on, like um, I haven't heard. I think it was on NPR or something. One of these news outlets that I'm basically trying to avoid because I just don't like listening to news outlets anymore. I mean, it's weird. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. But um, yeah, I mean, they were talking about the GDP for the day, but then they said, but as we know or whatever, that the GDP is not the only marker of a country's health or success. It's whatever. So basically, saying what Andrew Yang has been saying all along, but I think people are starting to listen now. Like, yeah, we we're getting into like, you know, the GDP is skyrocketing because corporations are profiting big time. Lots of money being made, but more people are dying. There's more depressed people, more people on opioids than ever before. It's yeah, you think country's doing well when that's going on? Hasn't happened since the Spanish flu, so people are paying attention to that, and whether they attribute him or not, they're starting to listen and they're starting to parrot without giving him the credit. So yeah, I think it's good. I think Bernie Sanders' interesting idea of a guaranteed federal jobs program versus universal basic income is more effective. I mean, I'm glad Andrew Yang addressed that, and hopefully people got Andrew Yang's points. It's kind of cool to see Crystal Ball on the rising. Um, Basically, kind of talk about like how about both instead of this being either or? How about having a federal jobs guarantee and universal basic income? Interesting thought. Interesting thought. But Andrew's point, especially that not everybody wants to work for the government. You damn right. Definitely not everybody wants to work for the government. So anyway, yeah, the show is interesting. The Rising, with Crystal and what's his name, Sagar. Yeah. Um, Sometimes I feel like Crystal definitely pushes the Yang gang a little, which is great. I'd like to see that. Um, and what else been going on? Well, just, yeah, I mean, I think the idea of universal basic income and robotics and automation and artificial intelligence, really coming towards the economy already here, but you ain't seen nothing yet kind of thing is starting to enter the conversation, all thanks to Yang, make no bones about it. And Elizabeth Warren, even saying that, well, that's not the biggest issue. Like, oh yeah, really? Okay. Interesting. Be very interesting to see what happens in this debate. Hopefully they start talking more about what what we Yang Gangers have been waiting for. Like, yeah, let's talk about the issues, the real substantive policy issues. So yeah, and oh yeah, so at the time of this filming, CNN had made their thing where they put Beto O'Rourke's picture when he's polling at 1%, but did not have Andrew Yang's picture up. as he's pulling like 3%. I was like, okay, so there's some media blackout. There's some sort of hashtag. I almost want to get back on Twitter and social media just to see the Yang Gang in action, pushing the narrative from the mainstream media. In fact, that YouTube channel Nerds for Yang, he interviewed Andrew Yang, and one of the things Yang said that was interesting, of the things that kind of surprised him, was just how biased the media really is, the mainstream media. And he was saying things like, Fox, I get more coverage in Fox News than I do with the other outlets, and I align more politically closer to the other outlets, but Fox News gives me more coverage. Like, I think like CNN, MSNBC, like, they probably subconsciously or consciously view Andrew Yang as a threat to their establishment, which damn right he is. That's why we like him. This establishment is messed up, and it needs to. This is what Andrew Yang has been talking about. Why we got to solve the problems of why Donald Trump got elected. It's indicative of a problem going on that is going unnoticed and unrecognized. And so, yeah, it was interesting to hear what he had to say about the media, because now he said that on that Nerds for Yang thing, and then like literally the next day, like, you see the CNN thing about like just leaving him out when he's polling higher than like Beto O'Rourke, So anyway, so interesting things happening in the world of Andrew Yang. I mean, if whether it almost, like, if he becomes president, of course that's going to be amazing and awesome. But even if he doesn't, the fact that he's pushed it this far and he's actually slowly shifted the conversation and what people are talking about, that's power. That's good. It's and more people are out there making videos of support and really pushing his platforms, which I think is fantastic. So yeah, I think one of the things that I'll just keep an eye out on is how the conversation is starting to shift, and they're talking about the things that Andrew Yang is pushing, so he's out there trying to solve the problems, and it's going to be so interesting to see the debate, because this is the stuff he's been talking about. He's prepared. Like, he is really, like, if you're going to have a policy discussion, you better come correct. Like, you better have your stuff, because Andrew Yang is ready to throw numbers at you, but one problem, I suppose, is that because he's very data driven, very number, but very much, pointing to numbers, sometimes his approach and his solution is more level-headed, and level-headed does not always have a knee-jerk emotional gut appeal all the time. Hence his whole motto, make America think harder. He's like, he wants people to go beyond that. But I hope in trying to push people to go beyond that, he can continue to tap the nerve. Like, his closing, like, I still watch his closing statement from the second debate, where he just called out the media. Maybe that's why they don't like him, because he went off on them. He went off on them, like, focusing on the neckwear instead of focusing on why he's pulling forth and that night. So he gave him a good, like, a good little smack in the face. Maybe that's why I don't like him, because he tells the truth and he tells it like it is. So anyway, well, hopefully I'll continue to just kind of document this stuff as I see it happening. It's really fascinating. It's really interesting, and I'm pulling for him. I'm rooting for him. By the way, if you go to the Andrew Yang website, it's kind of cool. Like, I was tempted to get a math hat, and when I'm on the website, like, little flashes pop up, like, so and so just bought a shirt, a Yang Gang shirt. So and so just bought a Yang Gang bumper sticker. So and so. It's like, makes me feel like, oh man, a lot of people are buying stuff. Maybe I should buy some stuff. Which, I may. If he keeps doing good, I might just get me a shirt or a hat or something. So I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what happens.